Hello everyone, welcome back. We're heading to Etyyy, the Etyyy forest, a place where I'm quite familiar with. We're going to an escape pod. The guy ejected in the previous episode and he's ended up on Kashyyyk. Oh, now we're going to go and hunt the guy down and perhaps slaughter him in a very un-Jedi-like way. But you know, he's a bad guy. It's a Blackscale. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you've been following all the way through, thank you for doing so. My little YouTube experiment here. Yeah, I appreciate all the support. It's really nice to be able to do videos that people... There's someone doing the quest that I did the other day. I showed you have to escort that ATST to get the Jedi Starfighter that I'm flying at the moment. I'll put a link to that actually. Yeah, if you want to watch the quest of how to do that, I'll put a link in the description and at the top left here as well, probably. Yeah, so this is the Etyyy hunting grounds, and it's a cool one. It's a good quest hub. I tend to enter Etyyy at about level 40 when you're grinding up a character, and it's really handy to have all these quests kind of together. It's not quite as compact as something like the Riot Trail. That is a little bit... it doesn't take as much wandering around, but there are a ton of quests in here, and there's quests to get some nice weapons as well that even if you're not using, you can sell those on the bazaar and people want them. So eliminate Hss'Kas waypoint. It's not clear really where you have to go here, and so I'm plugging in this waypoint from the guide. We do get this update here, but I don't think it actually provides a waypoint. It just gives you a general direction. When you think about all those games in the past that most games nowadays have a set direction, don't they? And Star Wars Galaxies has a mix of both. Sometimes you get a waypoint exactly where you need to go, sometimes not. Man, when I remember playing EQ, the very early version of EQ, you didn't even have, like, not only would you not have waypoints and quest indicators, you wouldn't even get a quest from an NPC that you clicked on. You would have to use the correct keyword, like going back to the old days of text-based adventures and stuff, and have to use the right context-based text to get the quest going. This is my Cardu that I have grown quite fond of. The only weird thing with him is, look at that, going sideways, and because it's such a tall creature, it looks really odd. I think I'm thinking about trading it out for something else. The only thing is I don't want to use something I've used before. I do want to vary things up a little bit. So what can I have? I use with my characters in the past. I've had Dewback, I had Varactyl with my Jedi on the live game. So I'm thinking about perhaps the Bolator. It's like a big brontosaurus stroke lizard thing. So in the bottom left, we are heading to, keep referring to the map there just to keep myself orientated, but it's a nice place. The sound effects here are quite kind of, it sounds like Wild Kingdom. It sounds like you're in a zoo somewhere, the ape cage in the ape sanctuary in a zoo or something. They're always, no matter where you go, they're always like they're right in your ear. So I'm not sure the sound effects in Etyyy are quite as effective as others. So I just plugged that other waypoint in because there are two. There's where the escape pod crash landed and where he spawns. It's very useful because there's generally a guide for most things, so you don't have to do too much wandering, which is very cool, and it's particularly good when you're making videos. The video making process would be a lot more complicated if it weren't for all those guides. I like to do the videos as a compliment because sometimes the guides are give you all the basic information, but they don't show strategy, and sometimes little quirks of the quests, like in the final quest with Lord Sick Blackscale. There are some things that, well, actually in the end the guy, I was going to say there are some things that, look at this, sideways Cardu. There are some things that you can try that don't always follow the norm, and I did try some of those, but in the end I did what the guy said and it worked, so screw it, who needs a video in that particular case. But I feel like I've done some videos where what it says in the guide wasn't quite right. Oh, look, it rubber banded me back to where I'm going sometimes. So, let's just have a little bit of a meditation here before we go any closer. Meditate on the past. The past meditation gives you evasion, and again, the guides, like I read something where it was saying, gives you evasion against area of effect. Well, you know, unless people are throwing grenades at you, that is not really useful, but I'm not sure exactly what it's affecting now. Oh, look at that thing. I have a friend who hates spiders. That would terrify him. But I have found through trial and error that I'm not sure if that's the case. It helps my evasion across the board, I think, when I'm fighting people. So that's why I use it. I just seem to be, when I need to stay alive longer, I use Vision of the Past. And the other two, I think, are just different kinds of offensive ability. One boosts your strength, one gives you strike through against armor and stuff. So depending on what opponent you're fighting. But that's anecdotal. It's all just based on what I've experienced in the game. So, you are a fool if you think you defeat me so easily. Let us see how strong you are without your ship. Take a look at these deep woods. Their memory will have to endure you. You know, blah blah blah. So you were coming through here and just wander around, I guess. The first, pity those first people who didn't have guides to follow and had to discover all this themselves. Well, pity them. I don't think we need to pity them. I think they probably really enjoyed it. The way you play games changes over time, and games, when you become more familiar with them, change. These local creatures are wonderfully weak-minded. Perhaps you would enjoy their company. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage very quickly. I use my purification to get rid of the poison, and then I'm not going to last long without Saber Block and Saber Reflect going here. Against bosses, it seems to be that you want to evade, because the bosses sometimes don't hit as hard as like several elites. You know, if you get hit by many elites, their offensive capabilities seem to be harder than some of the bosses. So that's when I worry, and boss characters are okay, really, generally speaking. Alright, we survived that. Kind of scary. They're all stacked up on top of each other like a stack of spiders. Spider King. You just don't know when to die. Well then, let me teach you what it means to face off against one of the Blackscale. So, Broodmaster Hss'Kas is a level 85 boss character. Potentially quite tough. Make a note of the sword that he's using, because you actually get that for defeating him. So, and he's actually, this is really good because he's more of a imposing. Move the camera. Why am I not moving the camera? This is the thing when you're talking after the fact. But I want to see him side on because I think he's quite tall and intimidating. Yeah, he's huge. Look at him. Look at him. He's massive. Wouldn't it be nice if they made an upgraded, like Star Wars Galaxies 2? That's what we want. And this combat effect, or we want the swords to clash and the animations to kind of tie together like a fighting game. That would be awesome. These better lightsaber effects do help a little bit, but still, these two guys just waving their swords at each other in turn. Yeah, we're okay. I didn't mention the food that I'm using, Danelian Fizz Pudding, which gives you luck, which helps with fighting and critical hits and things, I think. But the main thing is it gives block chance and block value 30. And I got a skill tape that adds some block value. I made it myself, so I don't know how much that is helping me really. I think you need to stack things So I only have one of those. Maybe I need to make a few and see if it makes Naplu more tanky. But that's expensive and takes a long time. Come on, you lizard scum. His dress is very fancy as well, isn't it? I would really like another couple of character slots so I could create some RP characters who wear, you know, politician maybe, or you know, just who doesn't do any fighting. He's just roleplay character, and he wears one of those refined. But you know, I have all my characters, and they kind of doing the main things that I like the most. So I haven't got room. Ah, oh, he died off camera. What have we got? A buffered, padded. So we've got some aged chitin. And Isomeries, not great. Look at that droid interface there. 13 speed is good, but it's very, very heavy. So almost everything. I got those from the previous thing, and these are just junk, really. Alright, so we'll head back. Just going to retrace our steps there and go and turn in this quest. I will skip forward so we don't have to watch this Cardu going over terrain at right angles. Shouldn't take long. Back on the path towards home to our Bothan friend. There's lots of Bothans. I think they're, for a character that's never appeared in any of the movies and stuff, they seem to be an enduring one that lots of people like to create them. I think because they're so small. People like small characters in games, and that's the option for galaxies. In a fantasy game, you've got gnomes, you've got dwarves, you've got all kinds of things. In Star Wars Galaxies, you've got Bothans, who are the real dinky little characters. A good friend who was a Bothan in a live game. Ah, I missed that guy. Hello. He's not too small though, is he? Hss'Kas, two-handed Sith sword is what we got. I have something for you. One of our rangers recovered this from Hss'Kas' escape pod, and I believe it will... Oh, so perhaps he wasn't using it to fight me. Hss'Kas' sword, a Sith blade to be precise, relic of days long gone, but that is not important. With both Rosk and Hss'Kas gone, Warden Tosk is sure to know something is up. Now is our chance to finish it. Lord Hss'Kas sits secure in his citadel, but there will be a way to rouse him. To call for aid would be a sign of weakness for Tosk. One he will not show, but Hss'Kas would be most pleased to answer such a call. Okay, in the Blackscale compound you will find the one communications device that Lord Hss'Kas will believe is a legitimate source. You need to break into the camp, overcome its guard, and send a call pleading for Lord Hss'Kas to come. I am counting on his pride not letting him resist. Go speak to Chimera again. She wishes to have some words with you about this operation before you go. I will do that for sure. As much input as possible. It's like doing YouTube videos. We just ask for everyone's opinion before we do anything. Chimera, you have shown your bravery time and time again, Naplu. The people of this land and all those who value freedom are behind you. I am now asking you for more. I am giving you a recorded message. It will transmit the warden's signature along with a plea for help. We must have faith that it will work. I have faith. But in what? In this universe, I think we have faith in the Force. That's the thing that springs to mind. Then go speak with Gerson. He can tell you about the camp. Running between people. I am not your errand boy. I think I am, actually. I will return safely. Have no fear. Look at that Imperial Tower up there. Like the Eye of Sauron watching us, that Imperial symbol. The Blackscale compound is a fortress designed to keep us out. They keep many prisoners in. You need to know that none have returned, so our information is sketchy at best, but we have one important piece. The compound was built on top of the first forward Imperial base. In the communication station, the communication station is there for certain. Heavily guarded, Tosk has pulled in all of his patrols. You will be facing a small army, so if you have companions, bring them. Approach the gate from here in Kashyyyk. It is on the north side, not far from Etyyy. Be watchful for Captain Beshk. He is the captain of the guard and will likely be on duty. I warn you, it is not one to be taken lightly. Once you will have made it through the gauntlet of the Blackscale troops to reach the compound, be certain the path to victory goes through Warden Tosk. Oh my god. Alright, so the Blackscale compound, we're going to do that in the next video. I've never been in there before. It's been an area that I've gone past many times. I know where it is on the map, but I will do that next time. We'll talk it through. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for supporting as always. Do like and comment, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this next section and doing this area that I've heard tell of but never got round to before. Hope you're looking forward to it too. I'll see you tomorrow.